Good morning, learners. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to today's lesson, Social Studies, People and Population. In our previous lesson, we talked about the Bantus, and we also talked about the meaning of people and also population. And we say that Bantus are the largest language group found in Eastern Africa. We went ahead and found out the reason why they decided to migrate from their original homeland, that is in Congo Forest, to come to their present land. I hope you can remember those reasons. And we also went ahead and talked about the Bantus who are found in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and Rwanda. I hope you can also remember that. So today we are going to talk about the Nilotes. The Nilotes. So the Nilotes, these are the second largest group found in Eastern Africa after the Bantu. So the Bantu is the largest. Then the Nilotes are the second largest language group found in Eastern Africa. And why are they referred to as the Nilotes? This is because during their migration, when they were migrating from their original homeland, they followed the route near the River Nile. Thus, they got the word Nilotes. And the original homeland of the Nilotes is in South Sudan in a place called Bahr el Ghazal. So we say the Nilotes are the second largest group found in Eastern Africa. And their original homeland was in Southern Sudan at a place called Bahr el Ghazal. So that is their original homeland. We say the original homeland of Bantus was in Congo Forest. So the Nilotes, their cradle land or their original homeland is in Southern Sudan at a place called Bahr el Ghazal. So it is the second largest group, second largest language group found in Eastern Africa. Found in Eastern Africa. So they got the name Nilotes because they were traveling. During their migration, they were following the routes near the Nile. And we all know that the Nile is the longest river in Africa, the River Nile. So the Nilotes are divided into three major groups. The Nilotes. They are divided into three major groups. We have the River Lake Nilotes, We have the Plain Nilotes, and we also have the Highland Nilotes. So the River Lake Nilotes, they, after moving from their original homeland, that is in Bahr el Ghazal in southern Sudan, they settled near the lakes and rivers found in Eastern Africa. Thus they got the name River Lake. So they settled in places near the rivers and lakes in Eastern Africa. And their main economic activity was fishing. Main economic activities of the River Lake Nilotes was fishing or is fishing because they settled in places near river or lake region. So that is the River Lake Nilotes. And we have the River Lake Nilotes in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So you will go and find out the River Lake Nilotes in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. We've said. Then we go to the Plain Nilotes. So the main economic activity of the River Lake Nilotes is fishing. The Plain Nilotes. So the Plain Nilotes, their main economic activity is pastoralism. And what is pastoralism, learners? This is the activity of keeping livestock. So it means that these people settled in places where the area was a bit plain. That's why they were able to keep animals as their means of getting their daily livelihood. Then we have the highland Nilotes. So we also have the example of the plain Nilotes. So you will go and find out the plain Nilotes in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Then we have the highland Nilotes. So the highland Nilotes, their main economic activity is cultivation and pastoralism. So the highland Nilotes say their main economic activity is cultivation. Cultivation means that they are tilling the land. They are farmers. At the same time, they are also keeping livestock as a means of getting their daily bread or their daily livelihood. And we have the examples in Kenya, we have Uganda, and also Tanzania. So in Kenya, I can give each example. In Kenya, the River Lake Nilotes in Kenya, we have example, we have the Luos. So we'll go and find out the River Lake Nilotes in Uganda and Tanzania. Then we also have the plain Nilotes in Kenya. We have example. So the plain Nilotes in Kenya, we can say example, plain Nilotes. Plain Nilotes in Kenya. We can give example of the Maasai. So you will also go and find out other examples of the plain Nilotes that we have in Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Ethiopia. The highland Nilotes, the example, highland Nilotes in Kenya. We can give an example in Kenya. We have the Kalenjin. So you also go and find other highland Nilotes found in the other countries forming the Eastern Africa. So we want to see the reason why these Nilotes decided to move from their original homeland. We say their original homeland was in Bahr el Ghazal in South Sudan. So why did they decide that today we don't want to live in this area? We want to move to other sides of, or we want to go and see what is happening in other areas. So the one reason we can say is that the spirit of adventure. They just wanted to go and find out what is happening in other areas. We also have drought and famine. So drought and famine, when it doesn't rain for long, you all know what is going to happen. For example, in situation in Kenya, Turkana, you see those people every year they cry of hunger, famine. So it means that there is lack of rain in that area. So the same reason why these Nilotes decided to move from their original homeland to these present areas was drought and famine. We also have diseases and pests. So that is also another reason that made them to move from their original homeland to their present homeland. So the reason why they decided to move are also the same reason that made the Bantus. So some of the reasons are common. So those are the reasons why the Bantu or the Nilotes decided to move from their original homeland. Then we come here to the River Lake Nilotes. There is something we need to know. The River Lake Nilotes. So we say that the River Lake Nilotes, their main economic activity is fishing. Because they settled in places near rivers or lakes. And we've given a good example as the Luos. So we can say Luos in Kenya. So these Luos in Kenya, they are divided into three major groups. how they entered their present land. We have the Joka Jok, Joko Wind, Owind, and Joka Omolo. And we also have the Luo Abasuba. The Luo Abasuba. So these were assimilated. Assimilated by Luos. So Luos in Kenya, they came into 3 groups. We have Joka Jok, Joko Wind, and Joka Omolo. We also have the Luo Abasuba. Assimilation. What is to assimilate, learners? To assimilate means you can take somebody, then you bring that person to your home, and then you teach that person everything that is happening in your home, be it culture, everything. So the same applies here. The Abasuba are not Luos. So when the Luos came into these areas, they found them there. So they were forced to learn everything about the Luos. That's why we are saying that they were assimilated by the Luos. I hope you are clear about the Nilotes learners. Then, let's talk about, so we are done with the Nilotes. So let's talk about the Kushites. The Kushites. So the Kushites are also other group that are found in Eastern Africa. So where did these people come from? They are believed to come from the Horn of Africa. So their original homeland is Horn of Africa. And the reason why they decided to migrate, the reason are just the same. Drought and famine, diseases and pests, internal and external wars. So the reason for migration are just the same, learners. They are just the same. So the Kushites, their original homeland was Horn of Africa. The reason why they decided to migrate to their present land, we have diseases, drought and famine, spirit of adventure. So it is just the same. And we have examples in Kenya, the Kushites in Kenya. So you go and find out the Kushites in Kenya. We also have Tanzania. We also have Ethiopia. You also go and find out. And if there is any other Kushites living in other countries, for example, Burundi or Rwanda or Tanzania. Then we have the last one. The last one is the Semites. The Semites. So we have Kusha, then the Semites. So these people came into being as a result of, so they are a mixture of Africans, Arabs, and Jews. So the Semites are a mixture of Africa, Arabs, and Jews. And we have the Semites that live in Kenya. So you go and find out the Semites found in Kenya, Uganda, if there is, Tanzania, if there is, or Ethiopia, if there is. So you will include that list in your findings. So the reason why these people migrated, it is still the same. So I think by now we've now tackled the main language group found in Eastern Africa. We say that we started the lesson by defining what people are, population. We went ahead and talked about the largest group of language of people found in Eastern Africa, that are the Bantus. We gave the example, and we also talked about the reason why they decided to migrate from their original homeland. So what is very important is to know the original homeland of each language group found in Eastern Africa, and also the reason why they decided to migrate, and also the example in it. You need to know even 5 examples of the Bantus in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. The same applies to the Nilotes and to the Kushite and to the Semites. I hope you are clear there, learners. So I think by now I will send you the notes so that you can copy them in your books. I hope you've learned something, and that is the end of the lesson. We will meet tomorrow or the following day to talk about other things. Thank you.